So, welcome back to another one of our BG blind tests. This time I'm going to be playing the tenor, my primary horn, and I'm going to be checking out the Universal Jazz ligatures. So the Universal Jazz ligatures come in 4 different finishes. You've got gold lacquer, gold plate, silver plate, and then a rose gold finish as well. Now they are designed to fit either alto or tenor, so they're a really kind of variable size ligature, and they're going to fit around about 85% of the mouthpieces that are out there, both vintage and modern. So you could get anything from a skinny little Duke-off straight the way through to something like a vintage Link, which is what I'm playing on today, modern Links, Theo Wanes, Van Doren's, pretty much any of the brands out there. If you've got a metal piece on alto or tenor and you're looking to kind of upgrade the ligature and give yourself a different kind of colour or a bit more kick, then definitely check out these Universal Jazzes. See, yeah, yeah, Okay, so nice piece, plays really actually nice and evenly through the registers. There was a little bit more resistant in the bottom end, but overall it's a pretty even piece. The mouthpiece that I'm playing on is relatively dark, and this kind of plays to those strengths a little bit. So for me, I'm guessing that this is going to be either a rose gold or gold lacquer finish. I'm leaning a little bit more towards the gold lacquer. The reason being it's nice and controllable. Nice and easy all the way to the top, although I did split that altissimo C. So let's play a little bit of music, and hopefully that's going to reinforce my kind of feelings on this piece. Anyway, so I'll play a blues for you. Nice, yeah, so I'm definitely leaning towards the gold lacquer on this one. Might actually be gold plate. Let's just run maybe 4 bars of improv and we'll see how it feels. See whether it flows a little bit more like gold plate or gold lacquer. Let's see. Okay. I'm definitely thinking that this one is the gold lacquer. It's really, really even, top to bottom of the horn. A little bit more resistance in the bottom end, and it kind of leans slightly to the darker side of the spectrum, but that's probably been brought out by my mouthpiece. Nice centre to the sound. Yeah, I'm going with gold lacquer on this piece. See, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so straight away that is kind of much brighter than the first piece I played, and it's also kind of laser focused. I'm leaning definitely towards silver on this piece. Now the bottom end was a little bit more lively than I'm used to. There's not that kind of resistance that I generally get in the bottom end of my horns, so I found it a little bit harder down the bottom end with this piece. Let's play a piece of music and see how we get on. Right, here we go. Okay, yeah, so definitely there's lots of kind of roars and rips at the edges of the kind of tone with this piece. It brings out that nature in this horn, and I really like it, but it's definitely leading me towards silver. So I'm just going to play through kind of 4 bars of improv, and let's see whether that kind of reinforces my perceptions. Yeah, so that is kind of super clean, laser focus, but when you push it, it breaks. And that to me is a classic sign of a silver ligature. So I reckon this is the Universal Jazz Silver.
See, yeah, yeah,
Okay, so that immediately feels really nice and centered. It's not kind of too dark or too bright. So it's kind of leading me towards the gold route. I'm thinking actually this is probably a gold lacquered piece, and the first one I played on, that first ligature, was the rose gold. But let's play a bit of music and see whether that reinforces those ideas. Okay, yeah, so straight away my embouchure kind of settled into a really comfortable place. You probably saw like bar like 1.5 in, I suddenly shifted a little bit and it all just felt really, really comfortable for me. Beautiful centre to the sound, it's kind of nice and even bottom to top of the horn. I'm definitely leaning towards this being a gold lacquer and the first piece I played on being the rose gold. Let's do 4 bars of improv and see whether it kind of flows the way I feel it should. Yeah, so definitely I'm thinking that is 100% a gold lacquer piece. But I've been wrong before, so let's see if I get egg on my face.
see, yeah, yeah,
Okay, yeah, there's a brilliance to that sound, but you still get a nice centre to it. There's a lovely body there. It's not quite as kind of crystal clean as I'd expect off a silver piece, so I reckon this is definitely the gold plate. Let's give it a little blast on a blues and see how it performs. Oh yeah, so definitely that gives this kind of Otolink a beautiful bite and punch and brilliance that it wouldn't normally have. It's quite a dark piece, and this definitely put it more in that kind of Berg Larsen territory. So I think this is 100%. Well, I mean, I say 100%. Let's go 60% gold plate, 40% silver plate. But I think we're definitely on the gold plate side of things. Anyway, I'll play another 4 bars of improv, and then we're going to see whether I was 100% right or 100% wrong or somewhere in between. Anyway, here we go. Oh yeah, so that really let my lines flow freely. That kind of lack of resistance is really nice in that respect. But I don't know, there's something about it. I like a little bit of pushback in my playing. I feel like I run through too many ideas if it's too free blowing. That kind of pushback and resistance in sound kind of transfers into my kind of improv ideas, I feel a little bit. So yeah, I'm pretty convinced that this one is a gold plate piece. But let's go to the reveal and find out.
see, yeah, yeah, oh, yeah.
Right, here we go. So it's the exciting bit, the reveal. Let's see whether I kind of got everything right or made an absolute muppet of myself again. I'm going to pick my favourite out of these 4 pieces. I did really like number 4, but I did feel there was kind of a lacking resistance there. And if I remember rightly, number 2 was really kind of bright and free blowing. So my favourite was number 3, and I'm going to say that was because it had a nice centre to the tone. It allowed me to push into those brighter areas, but also the darker areas. Didn't kind of pigeonhole my sound, and it was really even top to bottom of the horn, and there was a nice resistance that I could kind of blow against. So for those reasons, I'm saying number 3 is the Gold Lacquer Universal Jazz. Am I right? Oh no, I am completely wrong. It's the Rose Gold. I really, really liked that piece. Beautifully centered and played top to bottom, really, really nice. So my guess was that the first one was Rose Gold, but clearly it wasn't. So first one's going to have to be Gold Lacquer. No, silver. Well, that was the darkest of them all. The first one that I played on was the Silver Universal Jazz. Most people equate silver pieces with being brighter, a bit more focused, and kind of lasering in on that tone. So as you can see, in this case, that softer metal gave me a darker tone on my already pretty dark piece. Not what I would have expected. Interesting. Okay, so that means 2 and 4 were the golds. So I reckon number 2 has got to be gold plate. Yes! I finally got one right. Yes! There we go. So gold plate blew really, really brightly. There was a brilliance to the sound that I was equating more to silver, but actually it's clearly the gold plate. Yeah, really, really nice piece. But if you're going to go down this road, be aware it's going to put you in that kind of brighter category. So it's going to work really well if you're playing more in kind of the pop or funk side of things, or if you're after that kind of more modern, brighter jazz tenor sound, so kind of Brecker, Chad Lefkowitz Brown, that kind of sound. This is going to work really nicely for you. And that means number 4, which I did like as well, was the gold lacquer piece. Now I found this was really, really nice on my old Otto Link, but there was a lack of resistance I found with this one that I clearly got out of the gold, the rose gold plate, I should say. Really nice piece, and if you're looking for evenness, then this is the one for you. It just kind of speaks in the bottom register, the middle register, the top register, without really shifting any of your oral cavity or having to tighten up or loosen that embouchure, which you should kind of be avoiding anyway. So this piece is a great one, particularly if you're looking to get to grips with a new horn or a new mouthpiece, or you just want a really nice middle of the road free blowing piece that can kind of do bright and a little bit darker. So at least I didn't make an absolute fool of myself this time and got 2 of them right-ish. I mean, at the end I got them right when I knew what some of them were. But you know, that's why we do the blind test, guys. And from us here at B-Sax Pro, it was a pleasure making a fool of ourselves.